Hey everybody, David here with T&D Sports Cards. Welcome to our newest video. And today is Friday, so I would like to wish everybody a happy Friday. And the baseball season is in full swing. And I had been recently speaking of the idea of just getting into a box and trying to find a Don Mattingly rookie card that I have not been able to find. And not only have I not been able to find them in a pack, but I can't even find the ones that I thought I had. Actually, I know that I have. I just spent some more time this week going through things that I didn't think I had looked through before, and I still cannot locate any of them. So what we have here is a box of 1984 OPC baseball, and I was kind of debating on whether to do this or an 84 Donruss. But, you know, I've opened a decent amount of the Donruss on the channel, and I haven't really done much of this. So I thought this would be, you know, something different and hopefully fruitful. And this is a very nice looking set. As you can see the design on the front there. Not a huge set. I'm not exactly sure what the card count is on it, but it's definitely less than the tops. And plus there's also a Darryl Strawberry rookie in here as well, so that would be a nice find. Since we're Met fans here, that would be a pretty cool card to find as well. So what I'm going to do today is, I guess I'm going to call this part one for now. I was going to open a quarter of the box. This box is kind of a mess. I was going to open up 9 packs today, and you know, we'll see where it goes from there, but maybe the 9 packs will yield what we're looking for. I don't know. Traditionally, it always seemed to be the back left to start. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the front left, just to kind of change things up a bit. If I can get them out of here. Okay, finally. Now is that, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 9. Okay, for some reason I thought felt like there was a little more than that. I know the OPC hockey, at least some of the older boxes were 48 packs. But this is definitely 36. So I guess we can leave that there. All right, so yeah, like I said, we're gonna do 9 packs today. And I guess hope for the best. The gum is not moving, although I'm not sure if there's a game piece in here, which would be a big help. Yeah, like I mentioned, we've opened a few of these. I did an 84 way back, and I think I opened like 4 packs of these or something like that. I think that might be all I've done. Yes, and there is a game piece card, so that spares us from gum damage. That is quite nice. So we don't have to worry about that, and we don't have to worry about chewing the gum either, because I'm sure it's pretty moldy. So I apologize to Slapnuts if you are watching this, that I am not going to even entertain the thought of getting at this gum. Okay, so we start off with a Lonnie Smith. These cards are actually cut, at least in this pack, they're cut very smoothly, which is not usually the case with OPC. I have Julio Cruz, Bill Lasky, Brian Little, and we have a nice Steve Garvey there. These cards are, yeah, they're really nice. They're very crisp, and this one's got a little bit of a rough edge, but that's a nice card of a player who I've mentioned before probably should be in the Hall of Fame. Jeff Zahn, Bo Diaz, Ray Knight, who went on to have some great times with the Mets, and that's actually a shot of him at Shea, so that's pretty cool. Lee Mazzilli, who came back to the Mets after moving around a couple of times. He was part of the Mets '86 World Series team after being a really kind of the face of the franchise for a couple of years in the late '70s. He was even an all-star, I want to say in '79, I think. Yeah, I believe it was '79. I have a Steve Sachs, which I was going to say this is not a rookie card of his. He's already been around for a couple of years there. Joe Morgan with the OPC Classic there. I say it every time, but I love how they have the update on there. So it's an interesting looking card with him in Phillies garb, but athletics painted all over it. And Billy Sample. All right, so nice cut pack there. And this top card has an awful lot of wax on it. Okay, so we have Ken Schramm, Chuck Rainey, and we got Bob James of the Expos, but this is, well, we got another J after Jim Clancy here too. Rance Melanix, he was really good. So we have the Canadian teams well represented in this pack here. Craig McMurtry, Terry Kennedy, another Expo, Tim Wallach, who was quite good. Charlie Huff, who always looked like he was 70 even when he was 20. I have another Jeff Zahn who's got some sort of like residue. That looks like almost looked like shredded cardboard. Yeah, this is back end is the same as part of that first pack there. You know, and out of curiosity, can we get this gum out? Oh my gosh. It's a good thing this card is here. Wow. That gum is basically plastered to that game piece. So, thank you, OPC, for throwing that in. Oh, wait, there's a Yankee there. I guess we'll hold our breath, huh? Mickey Rivers, Bill Madlock, who was a great, great hitter. And that's not Don Mattingly. He won at least one batting title that I remember. I'm not sure if he won more than one. Actually, he might have won two, now that I think about it. But I think in '84, was it '84? One of the years I feel like he won the batting title and it was only like a .312 average. So the league hitting was well down. But yeah, he was a solid hitter. And Rick Cerrone, who in 1980 had a great year with the Yankees. Steve Trout, John Wathan, not that he needs a shout out, but I'll shout out Eric Jabs at Jabs Family Cards, who, if you guys watch his channel, you know the whole John Wathan story. It's if you don't, go look up an '81 Donruss box opening that he does. It's quite entertaining. Always like this card. That is just a great shot with the ball up there. Just a really, really great looking card. Lloyd Mosby, he was quite good. Doyle Alexander, who spent most of his career just kind of bouncing around. I felt like he was always a trade deadline pickup a number of times, and he always seemed to do pretty well. I remember him in '87 with the Tigers just being lights out for 2 months. Al Holland, who was a good closer for the Phillies for a couple of seasons. He definitely helped them get to the World Series in '83. Dickie Thon, who was a budding star until he unfortunately was hit in the head by a pitch. I think it was Mike Torres of the Mets hit him like the third or fourth game of the season in '84. And I mean, he did go on to play for a number of years after that, but he was not the same. Chris Chambliss and Gary Matthews just before he joined the Cubs. This is a Ricky Henderson. Let's say I knew I recognized that shot. sure it's got wax on it. It sure does. That's a nice card. Mike Marshall. Tony Armas, big-time home run hitter, and one of those, I wouldn't say he was an all or nothing, but he had some years where, even this year, he had 218, but look at those power numbers. He was always a big home run hitter. Roy Lee Jackson, Rich Dower, Dan Quisenberry, rest in peace. He was a great, great relief pitcher. Oh, look what we finally found. Wow. And look who's behind him, too. Guys that battled it out for the batting title in, was it 84 or was it 85? It might have been 85. Wow. Just give me 1 second here. I got to take care of this card. I believe that is in there securely. And this card, it's kind of hard to tell left to right if it's well centered. It looks like it's a little chunky on the right side. But then again, a lot of these cards appear to be that way. Like, let me just compare this to the Henderson. Well, the Henderson looks pretty much the same. The Henderson's actually thinner on top. This card actually is very well centered. I mean, at least from, what I'm looking at here. This is an absolutely beautiful card. Well, I am very, very pleased, to say the least, that this card has finally made an appearance. It made it well worth it to get into this box. All right, so we got his buddy Dave Winfield here, who, like I said, they battled it out for the batting title. I'm sorry, I want to say it was 85 maybe that they did. It was either 84 or 85, but I think it was 85. Winfield, obviously, of course, a Hall of Famer. We got an Ellis Valentine, who did play for the Mets for a short period of time. Mike Vail, who also played for the Mets, but is wearing that pretty cool batting practice shirt there. And Steve Henderson, who went on to have a pretty good career, especially with the Red Sox, and then later won a World Series with... I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Dave Henderson. This is Steve Henderson, who played for the Mets. Yes, he did. He was actually... part of the infamous Tom Seaver trade. All right, so we'll, I guess, move our search on for, try to find a Darryl Strawberry now. Okay, so we have a Dan Quisenberry All-Star. We did find one of his regular issue ones, and we got the cover boy coming up after Davey Lopes and Steve Carlton, who was on the cover of the box. He's a Hall of Famer, of course. Charlie Moore, Larry Bowa, who had a very long career and also was a manager for quite some time too. This is nearing the end. He actually played for the Mets in '85 for the last couple months of the season, last few months of the season. Robin Yount, who is, of course, in the Hall of Fame. That's a cool-looking shot. Butch Weiniger, another Hall of Famer, and Jim Rice. That's his All-Star card. Matt Young, Rick Sutcliffe, who was about to have one of the greatest 4 months a pitcher could possibly dream of having that he had with the Cubs in '84. I may have even said those exact words. That's actually a really nice picture. I like that card. I like that card a lot. I like the dark in the background. I know it probably wouldn't be conducive to getting it signed, but that's a really nice card. We have a Larry Herndon, who is a pretty good hitter in his own right, and Dan Ford of the Orioles. Actually, when I was looking up the checklist in this set, I was kind of disappointed to see that there's no Tony Gwynn in the OPC, which is a little surprising. Although I guess at this point he had only he had only played a short period of time in the major leagues. This would be a second-year card for him. Lee Smith, this card looks pretty nice. Now it's kind of, I'm looking at the border on this side compared to the Mattingly, and it looks a little thinner, but then is it thicker on the left side? So I'm not really sure what the real balance would be on this here. We have Joaquin Andujar, Jesse Barfield, who was a very good player, especially with the Blue Jays. He did decently for the Yankees too. The Yankees in the late 80s were kind of in that mode of just trying to get anybody they could to win. I mean, Steinbrenner was always trying to buy a winner or trade for a winner. And he was one of the guys they added at some point in the late 80s. Charlie Lee was a very good pitcher. He unfortunately ran into some injury issues, but for a couple of years, he was quite good. I remember him being a top of the rotation guy for the Expos. Bill Russell, part of that famous infield that played together for, was it 11 or 12 years? That he and Garvey, Lopes, and Roncey, something like that. It was incredible how those guys played together all those years. Dennis Leonard, who was one of the best pitchers in the American League in the late 70s. One of those classic guys that threw 250 to 300 innings a number of years in a row and then just all of a sudden kind of fizzled out. Not surprising. I mean, like the toll it must have taken. I mean, look at those innings pitched he had from 76 through 80. That's a lot of innings to log. Never mind that they didn't count pitches then. Jack Morris, it's a good shot of him with. I'm actually used to him having more of a thicker mustache. It almost doesn't look like him in this picture. It's interesting. But he, of course, in the Hall of Fame. Bob Welch, rest in peace. He was a great pitcher. Kind of, I think he has the most wins in like the last 30, most wins in one season in the last 35 or 40 years. He won 27 games for the Athletics. Was that in 1990 that he won all those games? It was one of those years he won a lot. Rick Burleson, Jerry Royce, Omar Marino. I do not remember him playing for the Yankees. Not at all. And Ray Burris, now with the Athletics, played for the Mets for a short time. And then I remember him pitching a huge game in the 81 postseason. I want to say it was against the Dodgers, maybe in the was it against the Dodgers? Maybe the Dodgers or I think it was the Dodgers. I think he beat them in Game 2 of the National League Championship Series. Pitched a phenomenal game. Yeah, we got a few left here. Sorry if this is taking a little bit of time. All right, Pascual Perez. He was kind of a lunatic, but he was fun. He used to throw the ephus pitch every once in a while. But yeah, he was kind of a Looney Tune. But what a character. And he could throw hard. He was a pretty good pitcher. He pitched for the Expos for a little while, too, if our memory serves me correctly. Rupert Jones, George Henrik, very good hitter. Oscar Gamble spent a number of years with the Yankees. Yeah, it's 5 or 6 seasons with them. Gary Gaetti. This is probably at least at minimum a second-year card of his. Bob Boone had a great career. Pete Rose now with the Expos. That's kind of cool. It's almost to the looking like the traded card. The traded card, I think, is the only one that actually is an all-out Expos card of him. Eric Rasmussen, Dave Steve, one of the all-time great Blue Jays. Tom Underwood, now with the Orioles. Tim Raines, that's a nice all-star card of him. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame. And another Expo here, and Terry Francona, who's had... he was an okay player, but obviously has been a tremendously successful manager. Hopefully his health has improved. It looks like I'm going to be pulling another, potentially the same sequence maybe. Yeah, we got a Dickie Thon there. These are the same cards that we had in that previous pack with the Chambliss, and then I think there's just one more. Yeah, Gary Matthews ended that pack, so we're gonna, yeah, these are new. We got a Bruce Hurst here. We have Lance Parrish, who was a really good offensive catcher for the Tigers for quite a number of years. Jody Davis, he was pretty good for the Cubs. Terry Poole, Neil Allen, who, fortunately for the Mets, was a piece that went to the Cardinals in order for them to land Keith Hernandez. Rick Camp, who I've mentioned before, the one thing that always sticks out with him is the home run he hit in '85 in that rain-delayed game that went till about 4 o'clock in the morning on the 4th of July. So many rain delays, and then the game goes 18 innings, and he hit a home run in the bottom of the 16th, I think, after the Mets had taken the lead. I believe is the only career home run he ever hit. And he hit it off Tom Gorman, if I remember correctly. And, I mean, I stayed up and watched that game, and it was unbelievable that this guy hit a home run. And, you know, if you want to hear something really entertaining, and many of you probably have heard it, look up the home run on YouTube and listen to John Sterling's call of that, because John Sterling used to do Braves games on TBS before he came to be, you know, the big time Yankees radio announcer. And I mean, his reaction is absolutely priceless. It's worth listening to it 100 times. It's incredible. It makes the whole thing even more spectacular than the home run itself. And Jack Clark, who had a very solid career. That's actually a really nice looking card. It looked like it was centered pretty well. The bottom, now that I look at it, looks kind of off on an angle a bit. And Atlee Hammaker, who really looked like he was going to have a really good career. I don't remember what his record was at the All-Star break in '83. But he looked like he was going to be one of the top pitchers in the National League. And for some reason, he got left basically hung out to dry in the '83 All-Star game. And the American League just pummeled him. I think Fred Lynn hit a grand slam off him, and it messed him up mentally. He was never the same pitcher after that. And I remember watching him kind of walk around the mound after he gave up that home run, and he looked so bewildered, and I felt so bad for him. That like he didn't need to be left out there. They scored a ton of runs off him. I don't remember what the exact total was, but he really, unfortunately, got hammered. Okay, so this will be the last pack of this break here. We got another Lee Mazzilli, so we're probably going to be seeing some more cards that we have come across already. Yeah, we saw Steve Sachs and Joe Morgan and Billy Sample. I think that ended that pack, yes. So we have some newer ones here with Mickey Rivers. No, maybe not. Bill Madlock we saw. Yeah, we saw him already. We saw Rick Cerrone too. And Steve Trout, and there's our friend John Wathan, and here's another Dennis Eckersley, another Lloyd Mosby, and another Doyle Alexander. But, you know, as I said, this is not, that's funny, I flipped it over, and it's card number 1. I was just going to check and see, like, how high the numbers went up on this. I don't know exactly how many cards are in this set. You know, like I said, it's less than top, so I guess it makes sense that even through 9 packs, we were seeing some repeats, but we obviously got some pretty nice ones. We didn't find a strawberry, but these are, that's a very interesting picture there. I mean, I guess it looks like Jack Morris, but it wouldn't shock me if this was an error photo. For some reason, I really just, I mean, I can't put a finger on who it could be, but it really, I don't know, it just doesn't look like him. We got a nice Lee Smith. I pulled this aside because I just really like this card. I think it's a really, really, just a great shot. Jim Rice and a Robin Yount. That's a cool card too. Carlton, Winfield, nice Ricky Henderson there. Though I think it has wax on it. Yeah, it's got a huge wax, and we can get that off. Another Dennis Eckersley and Steve Garvey, who as I've mentioned before, I believe really should be in the Hall of Fame. And then, of course, this is what we came here for. And it's so nice to finally find one. Maybe there's another one in there. Who knows? But yeah, this is quite the find. To say I'm thrilled is an understatement. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I know this ran quite a bit longer than I probably even anticipated it would. But you know, I love going through these old cards. You know, and so many of these cards have stories and you know, just memories, and just a lot of fun to talk about it. So you know, I really appreciate you guys who stuck around and went through this whole thing. You know, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, part 1. We did find a Mattingly, so I don't know. Maybe I won't rush into opening up more of these, but maybe I will. Maybe we'll do another. We'll see if we can find a strawberry. Maybe next Friday we'll open up at least another stack and see what we can uncover. Now, that actually sounds like a pretty decent plan, so maybe we'll do that. All right, guys. You know, if you're new to the channel, we would love it if you'd like and subscribe. And I want to wish everybody a great weekend. Enjoy the baseball, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks again for watching.